Hey, so fam, Amelia Adair here. I hope you guys are feeling good and doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm doing good. I got some great stuff to talk about today. All right, so I hope you guys are in a great space. I hope you guys are feeling good. Y'all can see my cheeks are like, cause I just be smiling. I wake up and I go like this. As soon as like negativity try to like come and knock on my door, I close the door. I'll be like, nah, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? And it brings me to my topic for today because I wanted to talk about the past. You know, the past is a very touchy subject, and a lot of times we try to, you know, leave the past in the past. And it's like, nah, I'm not saying don't leave the past in the past. So bear with me. Let me get it out for you. Okay? Let me break it down for you because we often think about the past from time to time. Rather it's weekly, daily, monthly, yearly, rather it pops up in our phone, like when you get those, because Apple loves to bring you back. Okay? Apple loves to show you the past. You be sitting there like, did I ask you to send me this? You know what I mean? Like, Apple be ready. So, whoo, Apple be ready. I'm laughing because today some pictures popped up, and honestly, I wouldn't have remembered the day as vividly had that photo not popped up. And I don't want to go into details, or maybe I should. I'm contemplating over here, like, should I say it? Well, it's not that crazy, but basically it was like a nice family photo or whatever, and my mom was in the photo, and I could not remember her being there. I'm like, my mom was there. So then as I thought about it, it's the thoughts that come, I'm like, oh, she was there because this and this. So then you start, putting the pieces together. So I say all that to say, as we try to move on from our past trauma or, heartbreaks and things like that, you want to make sure you're moving on in peace. So when you do remember those events, you automatically remember how you've grown. You think about a good, you can make it a better memory. Sometimes we don't want to remember the past because we think about the pain after the fact. You know what I mean? So, for instance, this is just an example. This one's not about me, but this isn't about anybody. This one I'm just making up. But say you had an ex. You had an ex, and you're just like, you know what I mean? You're like ratata, ratata, So, you start to feel these sad emotions about that person, and you're just like, I wish this and I wish that. So then a negative frequency starts to be created. Now you into this energy, you into this space of grief. You know what I mean? When the day the photo was taken, it wasn't a day of grief. You know what I'm saying? That day was a positive day. That day was a joyful day. And you don't want to necessarily take your joy away from moments that you live, because maybe the relationship overall didn't pan out the way you might have wanted it to pan out. You know what I mean? You might have saw this big beautiful future, but instead you got this big beautiful lesson. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I want to just touch on the past, because sometimes we try to act like the past didn't exist, and we like to paint it as, oh my God, it was so horrible. Let me block it out. And then we'll end up blocking out good memories. You know what I mean? Because as I rethought about it, and I thought about, the photo, and I thought about my mom being at the photo, it was a great day at church. You know what I mean? We were sitting at a table, we were eating, we were laughing, we was joking. And when we was driving home that day, because I started to remember, me and my mom was cracking mad jokes. Like, we had so many jokes that I started thinking about the jokes, and then I started laughing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the memory could have been something sad, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this didn't work out, or, and not necessarily with my mom, but just, it's family drama, okay? Because it was like 4 or 5 other people in the photo, you know what I'm saying? But there were so many joyful moments that day that I'm glad I was able to remember, because here I am in the present, you know what I mean? Years later, that was probably about, I don't know, maybe 2 years, 3 years ago. It was, let me see. I didn't look at the year, but it had to be at least 2 years ago. Maybe 2.5, 3. And, you know, here I am in the present, and I'm thankful for that memory. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy being around my family and being around my friends and laughing and cracking jokes. And we don't want to X out all those great times because the 1 or 2 times things didn't, you know, work out the way we want it to work out. You know, a lot of times we create such a storyline that we try to walk in a storyline we created instead of walking in the reality of what's here. You know, okay, the relationship didn't work out. Okay, you know, maybe you and that family member, y'all not cool. Okay, but it still does not take away from the positive moments. You know, you can't ignore the positive moments and just block out and make it seem like your whole past was trash. Your whole past wasn't that bad. Sometimes the bad is just so bad that you kind of forget about the positive. It's like this. Think about it like when you were in grade school, right? And say social studies, math, you know what I'm saying? You got all these classes, science, so Spanish, English, you know. So in math, Spanish, and English, you got 90s. You know what I mean? You was A student. But maybe in gym and English, you was like a C student. You know what I mean? And then when you get your report, your final grade, you know, your average grade, so it may be a little lower than you expected, but because you got that 90, you know what I'm saying? That 90 pulled that 70, or you know what I'm saying, or that 75 up. So your average was about an 80, 85. You know what I'm saying? That average was still a passing grade. You know what I'm saying? That average was still good enough to move you forward. Come on, because that's a word. Come on, because that's a word. That average was still strong enough to push you forward to the next step or the next level. You get what I'm saying? So let me bring you through it in case you a little ratata. The memories you had, you know, yeah, some were a little bad, you get what I'm saying? But focus on those positive memories to help push you forward in the present. So when you are creating new, healthier relationships and you are growing and working on yourself, you're not so hard on yourself. You know, sometimes we're so hard on ourselves and we are just like scared. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I don't want someone to hurt me like this again, or I don't want someone to, you know, think I'm like this and I'm not like this because that person made me seem like I'm this person and I know I'm not that person. And so then when you trying to make relationships further on, you analyzing too much. You analyzing every small little detail. You know what I mean? You sitting down looking at the polish on your toes and the hair on your legs and the little tiny hole that you may have in your favorite shirt, and you just nitpicking. You just nitpicking. Trying to avoid, you know, negative situations from happening again because you want your new past to just be this perfect picture. This just, you know what I'm saying? You're going to still run into some negative moments. You're going to still have some trials and tribulations. Okay? But now you'll be more prepared. Now you'll be more aware. Okay? Maybe because you was thinking like that, you in a whole new mindset. You know what I'm saying? So just overall, don't be so hard on your past and Xing it out that you just kind of forget the good moments that were special, you know, or that was something you may not even get again. You know what I'm saying? You may not even have a chance to sit with that person that you really care about and share that moment with them. But you know, okay, I was able to share all of these great moments, and that's way more important than sitting around dwelling on the negative parts of the past. Okay? You get me? Watch this video twice. You missed it. Sometimes you be sitting around, you just be daydreaming like, hold on, is this got a point? You know what I mean? Like, or even with our childhood. Let's talk about the childhood real quick. Let's go back a few more years. Let's go back a few more years, right? And this is, let me just do a disclosure. Okay. This is for my ladies and my fellas that suffer with, you know, anxiety now, or suffer with it's really anxiety for me, because I felt like, you know, when I had my trials and tribulations of anxiety, I was living so far into the negative past, you know, that I was just timid, you know. I was just like super shy, you know what I'm saying? Like the overthinking, you know, just living in my head. This is really to help you move forward with a clear mind, because if your mind isn't clear and you still not really wrapping your head around certain things, you'll just be kind of confused, you know. And then when you are trying to build relationships, it's like a void there a little bit that you just can't really figure out. You like, you know what I mean? You're like, I'm trying, I'm doing this. It's like you try everything, but sometimes you just still be like, you know, forget this. No, don't give up, okay? So this is for you guys to understand that, you know, even as a child, maybe you got bullied. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody picked on you, you know? So maybe school wasn't your best, and yeah, maybe school wasn't your best memory, okay? Oh, sorry, I got a little itch. I'm gonna cut my hair down soon. But, you know, maybe school wasn't your best memory. But there were probably some great moments with the teachers that you could try to remember. You know, maybe think about something that a teacher may have said to you, but you can't remember it because you closed out that childhood. You know, or maybe you had a family member that you were close with when you were younger, but you kind of can't remember those conversations because you blocked it out so bad because of that hurtful school experience. You get what I'm saying? So don't let one hurtful experience in your past to make you forget about more important things that could be there. You know, a lot of times we are so hurt, like people hurt us so bad, you know, that we just want to forget that whole year. You know, like, I'm laughing, but I'm telling y'all, I've done it. Like, I just want to forget age 11. But at age 11, that's when you had that surprise party and you got that gift. You know what I'm saying? You got that gift that you was crying for. You wanted them skates, you wanted that bike, and you got it. In that moment, you were so happy, you were so ecstatic, but you blocked it out, and now you only believe that you got bullied when you were 11. No, that was one of the things that happened. You get what I'm saying? But that wasn't your whole childhood. So as you're healing and you're growing and you're understanding why things might have happened and why things may have not happened, okay? Okay? Don't block out the whole picture. It was still there to help you. You know what I mean? You had to get bullied so when you went to a certain school, you would have tougher skin. Sometimes the only way to build some tough skin is to go through a little mud, get a couple cuts, get a couple bruises, so that when something maybe a little heavier come and hit you, you prepared. You'd be surprised. Actually, when you were 13, what somebody said to you was worse, but you was more prepared. That now you remember your 13, your year as a 13-year-old a little more vivid. You get what I'm saying? You had a little more better memories, and that's because you was able to have tougher skin. So you gotta remember that as you're growing and aging, you're building yourself up. You're not trying to build yourself up at 20. Like at 20, you're not starting fresh. Okay, I'm gonna try to build myself up. No. You've been building for them 20 years. Don't just ignore them 20 years and act like it's not part of the foundation. No, baby. Them bricks counted. Them little, think of it like, here's a great scenario. Think of it like accumulating points. You know what I'm saying? At a basketball game. Them little layups, you know what I'm saying? Them little layups count. And when you hit that 3-pointer, woo, wait, you remember that 3-pointer. But you can't forget that them little layups came in and added to that win. Come on. You can't forget it. Okay? Oh, if you didn't hear me then, I know you hear me now. Okay? Count those layups. Okay? Go back. Go get you a little notepad. Go get your little notepad. Go back and recount some of the points. Give yourself a little bit more credit. Sometimes you don't give yourself a little bit more credit because you're being so hard on yourself. You grading yourself way too hard. You giving yourself an F when you probably got you a B+. You need to go back and recheck that paper. Go back and recheck that test. Okay, go back and reread the question. Think about when you get your test back, right? And you got a 55, you like, nah, I know I got a 65. You know what I'm saying? You like, I know I passed. So you go back and you look at the test and you realize, hold on, Miss Amber, number 16, I actually got that one right. You get what I'm saying? And she gonna go, oh, I'm sorry. You're so right. I was rushing. I didn't even see it. And let me give you those points. And you go back and you go get those points. And you ask the teacher, because you the teacher, you grading yourself. Metaphor. You go ask the teacher, you say, yeah, fix that grade. I didn't fail, baby. I passed. Some of y'all need to go back and check those tests. Not everybody gonna hear me. This video ain't for everybody because I be speaking in metaphors because this is just for my select few that's really working hard out there. You know what I mean? Really putting in that work, really trying to grow, really trying to elevate, not trying to take no shortcuts, really trying to do the work that's required. Okay? Some people like to take shortcuts. This video ain't for you. They didn't even make it this far. They done missed the message. Trying to skip through the video. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Go back, because you made it here. You sitting here, you doing the work that's required. Go back and look at that test. Go back and check your work. And then go back to the teacher and add those points that you deserve. Don't grade yourself so hard. I'm telling y'all, even today, I said, go read a page out your book. You know what I'm saying? I needed a little extra motivation today because I was like, I'm not gonna do a video. I was like, no, go read a page out your book and do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Don't get lazy. Because a lot of times we get a little boring and then we get a little lazy. No. Go back, right? That's a word right there too. So I went back in my book. You know, the book that I wrote. Hey, okay. I tell y'all, I be highlighting in my book. I be writing in my book. I don't know. I don't play, cause I'm telling y'all, this book will keep you healed. Okay, cause it's an everyday process. But anyway, I was on page 40. Page 40. Turn to page 40. Abundant mindset, open mind. Okay? And it said, open your mind and be willing to receive. You get what I'm saying? I read that first line. I was like, to myself, I was like, since you wrote this book, you did that. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't memorize everything. We got to go back and reflect. You know what I'm saying? You got to go back and see what's going on, what's happening. And then I had this one highlighted. God did not bring you here so you can fail. Page 46. And it's those little affirmations, okay, that really keeps you feeling. It's nothing about feeling inspired internally. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got this ball of motivation, this ball of energy, this ball of fire, you're like, yeah! You know what I'm saying? You start getting pumped up. You like, yeah, fist pump. You change the music, you change the song, you turn it up, and you drink you some water, and you just feeling pumped. And then you do what you gotta do. Okay? Because if your mind isn't feeling good and your insides aren't feeling good, it's so much harder to do work. You be dragging your feet. You be like, I don't want to go. You know what I mean? You be like a kid at the store. I don't want to leave. I want to stay in this little comfortable spot. I want to just stay right here. You know what I mean? You don't want to move on. There's gonna be more for you. Come on, let's go to Toys R Us. You know what I'm saying? Toys R Us closed, but you get the drift. Y'all get the drift, so fam. You feeling me? Are you? Alright, so fam. Thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all, you know I appreciate y'all, and stay on top of things. Don't fall off. Get your weekly inspiration. And if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, send me an email, book you a session, start your business, get the business course. The best investments are invested in you. Use what's there for you, okay? Use what's there. I want to see y'all growing for real, not growing for fake. We don't grow for fake. We grow for real. All right, so fam, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye for now.